Oh, Lord, y'all, what has happened in the time I've been away working? It's a little bit bothersome, it seems. One, yeah, if anyone's ever been surprised about how racist America is, you don't need to be surprised now unless you're very, very stupid. If you're very, very stupid, then yes, America is a bit racist. I mean, big surprise. The country built on genocide and slavery, a chattel slavery. Now, we need to be clear on our slaveries here. It was a particularly heinous and evil form of slavery America did, not just slavery. Because that's something that the radicals will like to bring up to you. Well, everyone did slavery. Why is America so special? Because other slaves, you could be captured in war, you could have an impending debt. The slaves were a rainbow of races and genders and classes, sociotypes in ancient Egypt, as well as Sumeria, as well as the other places that the jackasses like to bring up. Here's the thing, in America, if you were a slave, there was a host. Y'all, can we just stop? I mean, come on. I hate it. I can honestly, the ones who make the things that you watch worth watching, not the celebrities, not the stars. Make the things that you watch worth watching, not the celebrities, not the stars, not the sex, not the tits, not the ass, but the ones who make it tolerable to the ears. They think that they should deserve to, live inside of buildings and not outside during their non-working hours. They think that they should get paid an equal amount to the people who are starring in this nonsense. And in exchange, a big writer strike happens. Reality TV takes over because networks realize, oh, people will just act a fucking fool for popularity reasons. Looking hard at YouTube right now because, yeah, we will just act a fucking fool for popularity. But reality TV comes into play. Big Brother, Survivor. For anyone who doesn't know where Trump came from, The Apprentice. And a show that Jillian Michaels was on called The Biggest Losers. Emmanuel Hamilton. Jesus abandoned this country a long fucking time ago. You want to say Jesus is here? How about Jesus? What happened to him? Hello, Sir Wall Eater. How are you doing today? But we started to... Anthony Dunlap, I'm confused. Please specify either your insult or your compliment. How? Bruh. Again, if your God is the all-powerful thing he's supposed to be, I'm going to go full comedian from Watchmen here and say, hey, y'all, Trump could have a heart attack right now. J.D. Vance right behind him, all Death Note style. Set a precedent. Every racist could just suddenly and drop. But that's not going to happen because much like praying to El or Light or Miyazaki or... sorry, y'all. Been pacing here in the parking lot for a minute. But much like praying to any of the other super friends, praying to Jesus does the exact same thing. Not a damn thing unless you do something. Emmanuel, when you put your face on the internet, you get to call me little. Till then, I'm just going to assume that you're a little incel from somewhere. But again, no, I'm like 40 and I've worked over 60 hours this week. Yeah, my body's worn the fuck down. In a normal country, you shouldn't work 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. So yeah, I'm feeling it. What's your excuse? Oh, thank you. I do take that as a compliment because our country is way back past the 40s now. Let me tell you, that Hitler chap, he's a bad egg. Reject your Jesus same way that I reject the person saving or sending me salvation for the low, low price of $5 a month. Y'all have a month. Y'all have a good one now. Bye-bye. Emmanuel, do me a favor. Pray to your Jesus and see if he can give you better comebacks next time. Now, for everyone else, let's get back to talking about how reality TV isn't good. And just because you see somebody... Again, pray to Jesus for it, Emmanuel. Pray to your magical sky daddy. Have a good day, Weezer Wall Eater. Daddy. Have a good day, Weezer Wall Eater. Nice. Again, Emmanuel Hamilton, do I seem triggered to you? Again, you righties really need to get better memes. For the record, the lesbians y'all keep abusing for the got them on the right or got them from the left. Y'all, that's from 2000. Their memes are old and stale like they are. Yeah, more or less. Not now, you're not good at manipulating. I'm not trying to manipulate anyone, buddy. I'm just talking to you, man to man. Or, human to sad little bot somewhere. Are you J.D. Vance's computer? Oh, thank you, Weezer Wall Eater. I do a video game stream as well. Also artwork, and I rescue local animals. Right now, I've got a ride into work, which is why I'm pacing in the parking lot. But typically I work with something that's been historically known as the Green Guerrilla Project. It's a fun movement that I highly suggest anyone join up with because it's been around since the diggers of the French and English Revolution. Basically, our only goal, and the only goal of it, multicultural, multi-grouped, the goal is to plant food, edible food plots 200 feet or more away from any infrastructure that can be damaged by it, and to take over land that's basically been exploited by capitalists. This is the more modern version brought about by the French the last time we faced dipshits fascists like Emmanuel there. But we basically grow edible food anywhere we can. Yeah, basically we work together is all. I'm sorry, I see Emmanuel's trying his best to stay relevant. Keep trying, buddy. Maybe pray to Jesus and he'll help you stay relevant. Because I might be out of breath, but you're out of points. And I still got lots of points. I just have to take deep breaths as I go. Because again, I'm an American with a medical issue. Believe it or not, I'm an American with a medical issue that can't get access to doctors. Isn't that funny how getting rid of all the migrants didn't help us at all? I mean, it seems like all you right-wingers like Emmanuel the Idiot think that, if we get rid of all the immigrants, suddenly all these rich douchebags that got their boots on our neck will lighten up and help us out. They ain't gonna. And I don't. Emmanuel, of the two of us, you are the Klansman. I'm sorry, buddy. My hat doesn't have a point. Maybe lay off the meth pipe, son. You've done enough, clearly. You're seeing things. But the reality TV-ification of it all. Y'all, there's a reason that I don't like Neil deGrasse Tyson. His attitude gets under my skin. But I do like the fact that when he tells me something, he's not going to back it up with well, go read your Bible. Go pray about it. He gives you here's the date. Here's the scientist. Here's the experiment. And here's the experiment you can go do to try it yourself. That's the thing I like about science. You don't have to be good at it to deliver it. You just got to experiment with it. Practice. Similar to how we can get gasoline from plastic, how we can get a lot of different things from a lot of different other useful things. And, Yeah, Weezer, like I said, it's fun to upset Emmanuel because he's just getting more upset. Science is the truth. Funny, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, science is obvious, dude. You can pray to Jesus all day. Hey, do me a favor. Go get you a bottle of water from the store. Pray over it all day. Just and see if it does anything. Meanwhile, Weezer, do me a favor. Go to the liquor store. Get you a pack of dehydrated wine. They sell it here in Georgia. I don't know where you're at, but go to the store, get a dehydrated wine. Take you that dehydrated wine, mix it with your water, and mix it up. Let's see who gets wine first, the one believing in the miracles or the one believing in science. Okay, don't go steal anything, my little friend, but still, the point remains the same. If you go to a store, you can replicate most of the miracles of Jesus. The writers of King of the Hill realized this when they made a very funny episode about Bobby putting on a magic show in a church. It was highly controversial, but very funny. But that's the thing, dude. Religion tells you this is where the walls are. There's a wall there where that grass is. If you cross the wall, you will die. Well, no, if you cross the wall, you're going to fall down. It'll be unpleasant, but you can get back up and continue forward. Whereas science tells us, hey, I don't know what's over there. Let's go find out together. That's the difference. Religion gives you empty promises and tells you do what I say for your entire life. And then when you die, there'll be pie in the sky. Science tells us, hey, comrades, rise together and we can make our situation better. More hands lightens the load. Again, Emmanuel, I don't hate on all Christians, just on idiots like you. I've got many a friend who's a Christian. I don't agree with them religiously, obviously, but we can get along because we're someone. I say, here's $5. It's all I got. Sorry, it's best I can do you. But that's the difference. One's about making myself feel better. The other one's about making the other person feel better. Do you pick that up? Because, oh, buddy, Jesus said he is here to divide father from mother, brother from sister. He said he is here to not change the rule of law by not a tit or a mortal. He said funny words, but it basically meant no. He's here to come back with the kingdom of heaven. It's hilarious. It's also hilarious because of the rebranding of Christ. Y'all don't realize Christ got rebranded in the 1930s. Originally, he was a badass doomsday prophet. The kind of... Dude, why do you think the Apostle Paul said don't get married? Why do you think the Apostle Paul's the only one that had 100 years since Christ's death? So he expected Christ to be coming back. Because back in the biblical era, 150 was considered the age of man. Now, why that is? Probably a lunar calendar, but I don't know. Believe in magical flying dipshits. I don't care. Try to lecture me on the nonsense. Because, friend, buddy, pal, come here. Let's get right up here in the ear hole. Buddy, I went to cotillion. I went to seminary. I studied the ancient ways. So if you're going to bring the bullshit to me, you better bring that good bullshit. Or I'm going to call it and kick your stupid little ass right, because you're not doing your faith any problems, or you're not doing your faith any favors, and you're only causing me problems. Can you tell that I was trained to be a Southern preacher before I lost my belief in the nonsense? Because, son, while you wait for Jesus to come down to you, you are neglecting your brothers here that could use your help. Help your brothers and stop believing in your magical fairy god. That is what I'm begging of you, brother, on this beautiful, not Sunday morning. I keep forgetting it's Friday. I fucking hate working on my days off. Thank you, Reese, of doing government. Do y'all have those little pod things for the unhoused? I love those. I do watch Death Note. I was there when it was first pinned. Limjin, for that you need to donate. I'm sorry, I don't answer the sexy time questions when I know children are in chat. Bigsy Massey, do I want? What do I want? What do I want? I want world peace. I want us to rise up against the rich and conquer them completely peacefully. We will very peacefully send them to Nazi heaven. Outside of that, I want nobody to go hungry. I want the same things that everyone's wanted since. You know somebody that needs to hide from, I don't know. You know somebody that needs to hide from, I don't know, a military Gestapo force. Hide them. If you've got a Hispanic neighbor, not so good at speaking the language, but you know for a fact that they're not a danger to this country, go shopping for them. Take the heat you know that they can't take right now. And if you're an American getting ready to abandon this shithole of a fucking country, I beseech you, don't. Give them your ticket and get them to safety, and then you stay and fucking fight for the thing you broke. That's the other thing, y'all. There's a certain degree of responsibility, and yeah, the Trumpers are responsible for this. Fucking Nazi. I fucking hate those cunts. But it's also on us. A certain degree of that anger is on us as well. We stepped on this. This last election, I can't believe I'm talking about the goddamned election, but this last election was, which flavor of genocide would you prefer? Which kind of racist would you like? The kind that says it out loud and in your face like a trailer park dipshit, or the kind that, would rather say it quietly, behind words, and So, look here, you jackass, you can't be going to do a genocide in the Middle East, you know, I like ice cream. That's the problem. I don't want either of the two racist. If you've ever done anything fucking racist as shit, I don't think that you should be our Italian ice, Kentucky bluegrass, fucking our entire culture. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Scene and Shadowcatcher. Hello, how are y'all doing? I'm ignoring the idiots. So, if idiots want to pay, I will happily take your names in chat. Otherwise, I'm done with the hecklers. Y'all ain't worth my time because I've seen what makes you cheer. Maybe go home, wash your ass, and stop supporting a pedophile president. Because I'm sorry, y'all, but to me, pedophile is the only thing y'all can say. Say it to the wood chipper. I don't fucking care. Hello, Luna T. Got to kind of scroll the camera up because I made my boss a promise that whenever I talk about killing billionaires, I wouldn't let the company logo be seen. I try to keep my promises where I can. That's also why I'm streaming, even though I've kind of run out of my talking points outside of I'm waiting for someone to give something good. Because again, when it comes to gods and nonsense, y'all, it's easy to fall into fantasy. I played D&D for years and would still go back to it if I could find a group to play D&D with. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But fantasy down the controller, put down the Bible, put down the fantasy, and pick up the pick, pick up the hoe, pick up the shovel, pick up the whatever you got to work with, and start going out there to make a difference. Me, if it's a small town business or if it's a person, I pick up trash out their yard. If it's a big business, I dump trash that I've picked up in their yard. I just move the needle along. I feed wild animals, but I don't do it by hand where the animals come at people. I do it by putting up little bitty stick shrines and then dumping out the restaurant's waste there. For example, tomato clippings, lettuce clippings. Because when it comes to ecology, there isn't really a wrong move there as long as you're just putting out the offal or the food byproduct for the animals. I feed the bugs, they feed the smaller animals feed the bigger ones. Eventually, we get our animal life back. With animal life returning, plant life will be behind them as well. You got to build your ecosystems as best you can without food gardens where you can. Rooftop gardens seem to make a big difference. Like I said, y'all, what I'm saying is plant like it's the end of the world because it kind of is if we don't do something. The rest of the world's just moving on past us because they don't care and I don't blame them. But for those who are right and look to your left, if you're not rich yet, congratulations, it's too late for you. Focus on what we can focus on. And for that, a lot of that is just what you can do in your area. Build community around you where you can. It's scary, but talk to people. I know, especially anything radical you plan on doing, IRL, because anything you put on here, friends and dear FBI informants that are watching me, they are recording you. If I decide to say, hey, go, I'm trying to think of a business that doesn't exist anymore. Go blow up your local Piggly Wiggly. If you have a Piggly Wiggly, don't do it. Put down in comments where you're at, because I'm genuinely curious if those still exist. But if I say go blow up your local Piggly Wiggly, this will be used in court against me. Again, for sake of legality, that's a bit. Please leave the Piggly Wiggly alone. To my knowledge, there aren't any more of them left. I just felt it was more logical than going with Circuit City, because I figured if anyone's out there, they might not recognize what Circuit City was. But still, it would be bad. It would be wrong, and that's why I would never tell y'all to go commit violence. I would tell y'all to work peacefully where you can. But y'all, words are never violence. If you see somebody that's ICE, call and report it to somebody. Shout it out on the internet. Put your status. Holy fuck, I saw Gestapo Nazi fucks in my town. And then post a picture of it, you know? Inform where you can. Community will be what saves this world, folks, not the government, because I don't know how many of y'all bought that particular lie, but the government's never helped anybody, really. They're there to help with up. They're a useful tool, but much like that hammer, they'll smash your finger just as much as they'll drive that nail, so be ready. I'd also, like I said, tell y'all to be the shield if you can be the shield. Some of us can't, and I don't hold any grudges for anyone that can't do it. I would never tell y'all to put yourselves at risk because we've had enough martyrs. No more of them, y'all. I mean, like I said, I'm just saying work together, work where you can. And if you want to donate, I make jokes about the Nazis paying me, and I'll donate to your local NPR. That's your National Public Radio Association. Go donate to your local library. Hell, they'll probably have a list of really good, certified, actual, factual charities to donate to. What I'm begging you is to use your head. Be smart out there. Because we've entered into a time in this country where it's not safe. And I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it is. What I'm going to tell you is if you're smart, you can stay safe. And if we work together as a community, we can conquer anything. It was said best in A Bug's Life, long time ago. But the cricket hopper, when all the grasshoppers are laughing and saying, oh, it doesn't matter if just one ant colony defects and doesn't pay us the grain we needed. It doesn't matter, they're just little ants. And Hopper's standing there and he throws a grain at the ant and he's like, you're right, just a grain, just a grain. Yeah, it's just a grain, right? I could throw 3 of them at you, 4 of them, it's just grain. And then he knocks the lever loose on the silo. And on a child's movie, we watch one of the characters get squashed. And I mean, from what I remember, it was actually pretty gruesome for a kid's movie. You see like the limbs sticking out of the pile and they twitch for a second, then stop. And Hopper stands on top of the pile and he says, one ant alone is nothing. When they unite against us, they can destroy us. And that was kind of a lesson right there. But if you didn't catch it, they said it again in Planet of the Apes. Specifically, Rise of Planet of the Apes. When Caesar's in the zoo with all the other apes and he's sitting there frustrated and the big orangutan's like, not your fault. Apes stupid. Apes fight each other. And Caesar eventually walks down there, steals cookies from the guard, gives cookies to everyone, even the bullies. And then but why? Caesar looks at him, holds up a bunch of sticks. One stick. That was actually a lesson from fucking Crazy Horse, a Native American freedom fighter from back in the day, who sat down with the other Native American tribes when it came time to negotiate talking to white people. And he also held up one arrow and then snapped it and said, one soldier, one warrior alone is nothing. Just a shell in the tide. Then he held up about half a quiver and tried to snap it. A few buckled, but it didn't snap. If we stand together, we are strong. Some will be lost, but all will gain. And that's the thing, y'all. You have to be willing to be the sacrifice, though. I'm not saying do it. I'm not saying run out there and, What I'm saying is, okay, I'm going to have to go to jail now because I'm defending my black brother or my Mexican brother here. And when the cop's trying to harass us, I'm taking responsibility. Hey, guess what? You have to be the sacrifice. It sucks sometimes. Isn't it funny how all the Jesus folk like to say, oh, almighty Christ, da-da-da-da-da, thoughts and prayers, tots and pairs. But when it comes time to be the sacrifice, to jump in the way of the bullet, to do the damn thing, they're always the first ones to, well, God would want me to make it another day. No, he wouldn't. His shit was about sacrifice. Don't take away the only good thing that rag brought to this world. It's a message of self-sacrifice and being willing to sacrifice yourself. Not to be higher and mightier. I don't know how they took a doctrine that was about, subservience and one in service of the many and turned it into a I'm so star-spangled special, look at me, look at me, look at me. But I mean, hell, I still don't understand how mega churches exist, considering one of Christ's messages was beating the money changers in the church. But I mean, we never talk about that. Same as we never talk about Christ saying that to follow him is to follow death, to give up everything, and he meant everything, and follow him. If you want to get into heaven, guaranteed, give away every penny you make every day forever. Now go try that, please. if once you get onto the free Wi-Fi at the library, get on here and tell me how that went for you. Because there's a reason why I say when the fires of freedom start burning across America and we start getting rid of the billionaires, I can say this one emptily like that. I'll spare Dolly Parton. You want to know why she's a millionaire, even though she has her face on every Southern fried thing imaginable? Because she gives to the Literacy Foundation. She gives to every women's shelter and a few trans women's shelters. Dolly Parton is the only ethical millionaire I've ever found, and that's because she is struggling so hard to not be a billionaire. And I applaud that shit, y'all. I mean, hell, to quote the Perlman 500 show, billionaires or millionaires, when we had them back in my day, used to do shit. They would build colleges, they would build air forces, they would build galas and flotillas. They would put their money into giant art shows and big-ass projects to show, look at me, please don't come murder me. I'm just like you. I put my gold pants on one leg at a time with my butler's help, just like you. Nowadays, what do they say? Fuck you, get screwed, peasant noob. You should have alpha maxed or whatever nonsense. It's, y'all, we outnumber them. We feed them. It's you turning the pipes that lets the water go into their properties. It's you and I committing to protecting them that keeps the brigands from the gate. What's up, Budlock7466? How are you doing? I'm waiting for my boss. Here in about a minute, I'm going to have to sign off here and go to make sure I wasn't forgotten. I'm covering for a coworker who, ooh la la, gets to take a vacation through these troubling times. Because I work fast food, you know, we don't have but 5 members on staff at any given time. So, yay, I drew the short straw. On the bright side, it lets me work a little bit, and then we'll, you know, be doing a walk and talk on the way home. I ain't really about that stuff, but you know, I appreciate the confidence and all that. Personally, I'd rather live in a world without money, where we, you know, go watch Star Trek and you can see the world that I think we could have if we just worked together and got rid of the love of money. Miguel, I am in North America, and I am in the southern state of Georgia, in the little bitty town you've never heard of called Harley. We're roughly an hour out of Atlanta. And believe it or not, y'all, despite what the president may tell you, nothing is on fire. Because the country is actually much safer than you would think. It's just the Nazis that are making it bad. I disagree, but I don't know. You know, I'm barely making it, but I'm still trying to build a community. Right now, while the humans ain't helping out very much, I can say that our public park now has, and I can say it pretty readily, 3 otters, a full-on family that have moved in from the riverway. I think they might be getting ready to turn that little inlet in the park into their little nesting ground. That would be awesome. We also have 2 different little, like, hutches. I don't know what you would call them, but it's a wild group of bunnies. We got about 2 or 3 of them coming along. Yesterday, I finally got to see our wild deer population starting to return. It's not a victory yet, y'all. Don't call it a win yet. But it's looking better. We're making a difference, even if it is just a small difference. Don't get cocky, but don't let them knock you down too far, you know? And the turtle population is booming as ever. Honestly, I think those might be our keystone here in Harley, but they've been doing good too. I can't get good shots of them because the river on the Walcomb's so far down from the shore. But like I said, y'all, that's what it's about. I want to build a community of humans, but most humans seem to be more about human affairs. Helping out the animals, all I got to do is provide them with food. And in some cases, move quick enough not to get bit. I don't care for insects, but they are an important part of the group. But yeah, y'all, it's be the difference you want to see in the world is all I can say, because most America keeps waiting for their Jesus, keeps waiting for their Savior, waiting for their hero. Hate to tell you all this, they ain't coming. You want the hero? Look in the mirror, turn on your phone, flip the camera around, and look at it. That's your hero. Go hero. Go do the things you can do. Don't hurt yourself. Don't overexert yourself. And don't become a goddamn martyr. But go be the hero you want to see in the world. Because Superman ain't coming. Batman done said fuck it. Tony Stark, he's a Nepo baby crazy person from West Africa, supposedly. It ain't no heroes, y'all. It's us. So go. Do it. We got it. We can do this together. But it's up to you. You gotta get up there in the camera. It's up to you and me. We got this. But to quote an old racist poet that got way more credit than he should have, in my opinion, reference J.K. Rowling for the future times, I guess. But to quote the Lorax, if someone like you doesn't care an awful lot, things aren't going to get better. They just not. Dr. Seuss was a fucking monster, by the way. Don't carry water for him, but some of his characters had some good points. Y'all be good. But yeah, y'all, just be good, survive, be the change you want to see. And like I said, just be the change, y'all. We need it. Nobody's coming to save us. It's up to us. Be good, and on the walk home, I won't have to cover my chest up as much because I won't have the uniform to worry about. Be good, y'all. We'll see you then. Bye for now.